Next up, this actually was the most expensive piece going into the computer.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. We decided to go with a Blu-ray HD DVD optical drive. Now, I wanted a Blu-ray because I'm a Sony freak and I'm in the Blu-ray camp and I prefer Blu-ray. In my opinion, I think Blu-ray is a better technology, and I definitely wanted Blu-ray. When I started hearing about hybrid Blu-ray HD DVD players, readers out there, I said, well, if this is going to be a media box, we might as well be able to handle that format as well. So this, supposedly, is going to be able to do Blu-ray and HD DVD, and according to a lot of the reviews I've read, it works. We haven't opened it yet, and we haven't installed it yet, so we'll definitely get back to you on that one. But we went with this one, which is the top of the line, which is a Blu-ray disc rewriter and an HD DVD ROM reader.
So you can't burn HD DVD.
No, you cannot burn HD DVD ROMs, but it will write them. To me, the price differences between just a Blu-ray reader, and then which is like, I think they're between $180 and $200 somewhat straight, which doesn't do HD DVD, and then the LG model below this one, which reads Blu-ray and reads HD DVD, was $300, and this one, at the time we bought it, was $400, and it's a Blu-ray writer. I'm figuring, how we're already spending all this money, what the difference is $100 can make. So we went with this direction. You know, we wanted as best as we can do, and this is what we got. And surprisingly enough, usually the optical drive is the cheapest part that goes into your computer. In this particular case, it is the most expensive piece that's going into the computer.
Also, one other thing, we also have a very extensive movie collection.
Yes, we do.
And you mentioned one of the things probably in the future for this is something as a way to archive some of our movies. I don't know if you'll be using this to do it, or...
No, but that's definitely in the plans down the road. That's on the blog. We have over 2,000 movies. There should be a link that links to our movie database, and there's only about 1,500 or so of the DVDs in that database.
Only.
And, yeah, there's about 300 or 400, maybe 500 DVDs that we haven't actually gotten in there yet. But eventually the plan is that we're going to be ripping all of our DVDs for personal use to hard drive, so we'll have instant and quick access to all of our movies. And that's going to be a project down the road, and that's going to be fun.
Is that going to include some of the Blu-rays that we have? So that's probably why this is going to be that? Or?
No, this is a box that's hooking up to the TV, so it'll be our Blu-ray and HD DVD player.
Okay. So, the next one would be the...
I guess we're going to go with the power supply.
The power supply.
So, we went with the Thermaltake Tough Power 750 watt power supply. About a year or so ago, I was having issues with some of my other power supplies, and I went out and started trying out different power supplies, and I had a Thermaltake 500 watt that I was quite happy with. That led me to a Thermaltake 650 watt, and for our power needs at this point in time, I think 750 watts is going to be plenty fine, and we went with the modular cable management system that allows you to only use what you need and whatnot. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but you'll see that when we're building it out, that this is what we went for, and I kind of like things to match, and that will lead us into our next piece. We went with, we'll get to that one in a minute, but we went with the Thermaltake power supply because we went with well, it's a pretty big box. Andrew and I are going to have to lift it up. Yep. We went with the Thermaltake Armor case.
Because it just looks freaking cool.
This thing is huge, and it just does look freaking cool. You know, I'm not a big case modder. You know, I like enjoying case mods and whatnot. You know, I kind of don't want to do all the crazy stuff to a case, but, you know, this looked great. It will serve our purposes. Eventually down the road, it's got 11 drive bays visible in the front, and down the road I plan on putting a massive RAID array in this system, and this will be able to have us expand. So look for that in the future, and yeah, this is our case.
Alrighty. Alright.
So finally, the fan. Well, today I realized that I had a boxed Intel, and it comes with a fan and the whole 9 yards. But you know, the Intel fans, even though they work great, are not cool looking, and this case has a window on the side, and so I went out and back to Fry's. I think we did, what, 3 or 4 trips in the last 2 days?
Basically. Not that I'm complaining.
And got this Asus Silent Night fan, because it matches the motherboard, kind of, and it sticks way up. It looks really cool. I guess we'll show what it's going to look like there. And so, that's it on the fan. That's purely aesthetic reasons. One of the pieces that I did get, because this is going to hook up to our TV, and I wanted a wireless solution to keyboard and mouse, we went with a Logitech Lenovo Edge Bluetooth ultra slim keyboard. Now, I've been reading up on this for a while. This is the first chance that I'm going to get to play with this. Frankly, this is the first chance I'm going to get to play with a lot of this stuff. So you'll hear our opinions on it after we've been using this for a little while.
Because for a little while you were looking at like a Microsoft Media keyboard, weren't you?
Right, there's a Microsoft Bluetooth Media keyboard out there, and it looks interesting. I actually held it in my hands. It felt pretty good. But, you know, I gotta admit that everything I've been seeing and reading on the Logitech site, that this thing just kicks ass. Like I said, we haven't opened the box yet. We're gonna save that for the next video. But if you want to get a closer look at the box, there it is there. And, wow.
Just these controls, like this, just for a media center to have something like this, you could use it as a jog shuttle, just going back and forth with some of this stuff. Kind of looks interesting. To see
right, it'll be interesting what it can do.
And on the back, you can see the charger.
Yeah, the keyboard itself, supposedly, that base you see attached to it is a charger.
Because right now we got a little shelf above the couch, and you've just got the keyboard that we've got now, just sort of sitting there. And with this, it could look a little more presentable, I think. You know, just having it sit. You know.
Yeah, well, anyways, I think it'll be just cool. Yeah, definitely a TechnoChubby moment. I think all of this will be once we get it all hooked up.
Oh yes.
Well, the final piece of the puzzle, and you know, actually I didn't buy this yesterday. I got it when it released, but you know, I like to buy operating systems when they come out, and you know, just put them on my shelf, even if I don't use them. Frankly, I have a copy of OS X Leopard that's not installed on anything. It's just sitting on one of my shelves. But anyways, I went out and bought a full version copy of Windows Vista Ultimate, and I think we finally have a machine that I can install this on and be happy with. You know, lately we've been buying laptops and all the operating systems have come pre-configured. So so we're going to go with the 64-bit version of Windows. One of the reasons why is that we're going with 8 gig of RAM, and realistically, a 32-bit operating system cannot address beyond 3.2, well, it's like 3.33 something, but 3.2 gigabytes of RAM. You know, there's a lot of tricks in the BIOS and operating system and the chipsets and whatnot that allow for like Windows XP and other things to recognize beyond and use that memory. But realistically, your system is not addressing more than 3 some odd gig of RAM. Even if you have 4 gig of memory in your system, that additional memory is reserved for address space. So we're going with 64-bit.
Okay. Any other advantages than just being able to address the extra RAM?
Well, it's a 64-bit processor, 64-bit operating system. I think we should see some performance gain. You know, I did some research on all the devices that we have. I'm not quite sure about the de novo, but you know, even if it works just as a Bluetooth functionality, I didn't do any research on whether the drivers were available for 64-bit, because the 64-bit and 32-bit drivers are different.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that everything runs natively. So we're going with Windows Vista Ultimate, and that will be part of the build-out.
So,
that's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, that's it in terms of our parts.
Like that's all.
Yeah. Moving forward, the next part, in part 3 of our video series that we're doing here, the TechnoChubby new server media center build. Ooh. Right.
It's going to be the unboxing.
It's going to be the unboxing. Basically, you probably won't hear us talk in that video. The plan for that one is that we're just going to set the camera up and we're going to lay out all the parts and put it all together.
Because trust me, it's killing him that this stuff is still in the boxes.
Well, not really. But we've had it for a day, you know. But that's the next phase. Anyways, moving on.
All right.
Thank you again for watching. Read more about our parts and whatnot at TechnoChubby.com. I am the Joe.
And I'm Zelly.
And we'll see you next time.